Now in the pattern, after we've finished off our sweater, it says to put it together. But in another one that I've made, I made this just as my practice run. I haven't actually sewn it up, and I've done the neck. So it doesn't matter if you do the neck before you sew it together or after. Completely up to you. So I haven't sewn mine together, and I'm going to put my neck on now. So it says row 1 in the begin in the top corner of the right front. So the right front is where we started our project. So find where we started our project. Where is it? There we go. So this is our right front. So when it is all together, let me just fold it up. So it's not sewn up yet, but you'll get the idea. So this is the right front when it's on the top, when it's on you. So you're going to start up here in this top corner. So our pattern says begin in the top corner of the right front, join yarn with a slip stitch and make 1 single crochet in the same space. 1 single crochet in the next space, skip 1 space, 1 single crochet in the next, all the way around. And you're going to have approximately 38 stitches, a chain 1 and turn. There's no need for perfection here, as a stitch or 2 out will be fine. So we want to begin at the top right, joining our yarn, making a slip stitch, and we'll do 1 single crochet in the same space, and then we'll get started. So grabbing our top right corner and joining our yarn. So you want to find the corner, put your hook into that gap, and find the end of your yarn. And you can do this in a different colour if you like. So to join it, I had my hook into the gap. Sorry, didn't show you that bit. Hook's in the corner there. I've looped it over the top, pulling it through, putting the short bit behind, grabbing hold of your yarn, and then I'm going to do a chain stitch and pull down the short piece, and that will secure that down into here. So it says after you've done your slip stitch, make 1 single crochet in the same space. So going into that same space with your hook, making a single crochet, skip 1 space and single crochet in the next. Now on the pattern there is a picture to help you see where you are going to crochet into. So they've crocheted into this space here, and it says no here, so we skip that space and go into our next one. So looking at our work, so we don't go into that one, we go into the next one with a single crochet, and then we skip the next one and go into the next one. This part doesn't have to be perfect, as long as you're putting in a single crochet every second row. So here's your rows here. There's 1 there, and there's 1 there, and then 1 there. So 1 in the dip, and then 2. So it's 1, 2, and 3. So you've got into this row where it's sticking out here. You're going to miss where it's in the rib there. So you're missing that one and going into that one. So we've gone into here, we're going to miss the dip, which is here, where my fingernail is here. So we're missing there, going into the ribbed part there. Make sure you go under both loops. So missing that one, going into the next one. Missing this one, going into the next one. So missing in the dip there, crocheting in the next one. And we want to work this all the way across. So So I'm still skipping a stitch, making sure I'm going under both loops, because we want this bit to be nice and firm. And just repeat this all the way until we get to the other side of the collar. So row 2 on our pattern, we've got a star here next to our 1 single crochet in the next 2 single crochets, single crochet next 2 single crochets together, which will make a decrease. So a decrease will be made, and then 1 single crochet in the next 2 single crochets, and then there's another star, and then it says repeat from star to end and finish off. Now when it says repeat from star to star, what we need to do is find our first star, which is there, and then our second star is here. So what the pattern is asking you to do is repeat from star to star. So we repeat all the things that are in between the stars until we get that second one. So from star to star, so from here to here, you want to repeat what it says in that. So what it's asking you to do is do 1 single crochet in the next 2 single crochets, and then do a decrease, and then 1 single crochet in the next single crochet, and then you want to repeat that. So you go back to the beginning and you start again and you repeat it. So you get to your star, go back to the beginning and repeat it. And what you're doing, you're just doing that until you get to the end, and then we finish off. So where's our crocheting? So we're going back along the collar. So make sure you're going along the collar and not back down the side. So we have to do 1 single crochet in the next 2 single crochets. So that's 1 and 2, and then single crochet in the next 2 single crochets together. So we need to do a decrease. So that goes into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, we've got 2, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, we have 3, yarn over and pull through all 3. And what that's done is made those 2 stitches into the 1 stitch. So after our decrease, we need to do 1 single crochet in the next 2 single crochets. So that's going into the next one with 1, into the next one with 1, and then repeat from star to star. So we need to start that again. So 1 single crochet in the next 2, and then it's a decrease. So that's into the first, pull up a loop, into the second, pull up a loop, there's 3, yarn over, pull through all 3, that is a single crochet decrease, and then it's 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and you want to repeat that all the way across until we get to the end. There we go. When we come to the end, now because our first row might have not been exact, and it says in the pattern that it doesn't matter, you would just finish off and single crochet at the end here. There we go, and then I think we're done. Yes, we are. So, but also on the pattern it says you may like to make the collar a row or 2 longer. You can do this without decreasing. Now what that means is you can just work single crochets into each single crochet across that collar row, and just don't do any decreasing, just do 1 stitch in each stitch. So that is the end of our pattern. So now, if you haven't already, get out that needle and sew in those loose ends. Add buttons to the right front, as many that suits you. Now you can be a little fancy and add some nice picot edging around the sleeves or collar. Add a flower or even make it in a 2-tone. So that's completely up to you. So note, the spacing at the top of the front edges where I have placed a button each side. This is the style of the sweater, and I've added the two buttons for a simple decoration. So if you look at our picture, I don't know if we can see it in mine because it's a little bit of a small picture, but there's two buttons here. They're just for simple decoration, and then the designer has just added these. These actually function, so these do up, and these two little ones here are just for design, a little bit of extra fanciness. So go ahead and sew on your buttons. You don't need to make buttonholes because the edging of our jacket is in double crochet, and that will give you just enough room to be able to put some buttons in there. So let's sew this bad boy up. So folding your jacket, where we just finished off there, so you'll have two threads if you haven't sewn your ends in yet. This is the front, so you're actually going to fold that over, because that is the front. And then we have our sleeves there. And then repeating for the other side. And then just folding our sleeves. What we want to do is join our thread either at the cuff here or down the bottom here, and then we are going to stitch this seam here together, then go to the other side and repeat, so joining it here or down here, and then just sewing up this opening, and then sewing some buttons wherever you would like onto the front. Now putting it together, you can sew it together, but first of all you need to turn your cardigan inside out. Line up the back and the side from the bottom, and then you can single crochet them together or with a whip stitch. The pattern used a single crochet, and then make sure each stitch is matched up and secure them together all the way to the cuff. Repeat for the other side. So I'm going to show you how to single crochet them together. I'm sure you can figure out how to sew it together. That's pretty easy, and I'll show you how to single crochet it together. So my jacket is right side out, so I need to flip it the other way. So just folding it the other direction so that the wrong side is facing you. And with this, I don't really think it matters because it looks beautiful on both sides. So grabbing your crochet hook, and I'm starting at the bottom edge. This is the back, and you've got the two fronts there. I'm going to start at this edge, putting the hook through the last stitch on both pieces, grabbing my yarn, and then just, oh sorry guys, it's not playing today. So I've just got the short end there, looped it over the top and pulling it through both, dropping the short piece at the back, and then just doing a chain stitch to secure it. Pull down on the short piece, chain one, and I'm just going to single crochet back into that stitch again. So now we just want to make sure that this lines up with our underarms there, going into both stitches. So we're going under the two loops of the first bit, and then let me see if I can zoom in a bit. So that's my first part on there, and also my second, and then I'm going to yarn over, pull through both layers, yarn over, and complete my single stitch. So going through both layers, making sure you're lining up the stitches on both pieces, otherwise when we get to the underarm, it's going to be all out of whack. Now if for some reason you have made a mistake and you get to the end and it doesn't line up, you might need to sort of stretch one piece a little bit to make it line up. Or you might find the sewing together method easier. So you just want to continue on working all the way around and under the arms and then up to the cuff. So after we've single crocheted it together, you want to repeat for the other side.